this week. Colin, off you go.
You are so kind to me.
You can really a pair of sausages.
So, from Olivia, I was going to say, from Lithuania, Oleg Dmitriev taking on Kazis Politics.
That's not what that says.
It's how I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
Right,
Surely that's Dmitriev.
Right, Oleg, right. My name is Daryl Bradford. That probably sounds really stupid in Lithuanian.
Yeah.
However, that second name sounds like me when I've got a cold. Right, I'm sure that's the noise I make when I don't feel very well. So Oleg and Cassis, who've been here a number of times.
Yes, yeah, it's third year in a row.
So my Pro Street car over there, this way. And Oleg, whose name we will get right eventually.
For the moment, he is our one tire fire.
There we go. Anyway,
it's probably Dimitri JC.
That's pretty close. It's for the big title. So we said the whole thing, name silent, going to be silent this week, don't we?
That's the good thing is I don't do the Pro Street. Sorry, the Pro Street draw. Well, it's taken down Bradley for 5 seconds to roll me into a blaster. Finished me off with 5. It's a goal.
Right, please can we rephrase very quickly?
Yeah,
I'm not finishing anyone off in 5 minutes. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh dear. The TV is now started. So good morning to everybody.
Yes.
On Sam on TV.
As you join us now regularly scheduled this take, broadcast live from us.
That's it. Your broadcasting this weekend is slightly different to next week.
Yes. The tone and might be slightly different. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good fun. So yes,
so this is a new thing. So now people can comment on YouTube and Facebook, and it comes up on our screen in the tower as well. So we'll try and keep up with it.
Okay, I'll try and read it because I've got glasses on.
That's it.
But,
good morning, Boris.
Yeah, good morning. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to see who he is.
Good morning.
Morning.
2 minutes in, they've already had a little track out.
So chaps, just very briefly, open qualifying.
Here we see something not quite so fast, a John Deere 6430 assisting in cleaning the track up.
4:30 is open qualifying. Everybody can come out.
Might be turning circle.
Only Pro Doorslammers will come down in their own little sessions because we'll try and group it together. Will generally be replays and stuff like that whenever they come down in their session. But for now until 4:30, people are just going to come round and get as many runs as they can. Each one of these runs will count as qualifying, but then we have a drivers' meeting this evening on the main stage at 5 o'clock. Correct. And then from 5:30 onwards, we come down in class order. So we'll have front-wheel drive class, we'll have 4-cylinder class, 6-cylinder class.
So one thing you just said there is very important. So this is open qualifying, means whatever comes down runs.
Yep.
These runs will count. If one very important thing to mention, you've got to have your race number on. Because if you don't have your race number on, like Caswell's House, I don't think did then, that just had 4C on the back of it.
And also like Michael Strachan now.
There we go. So this will be whatever run this is for Michael. Now, God forbid Michael goes out, gets to the finish line.
Oh, he has. He has. It's in the faintest of purple. So it does say 4C, but we can't see that.
Yeah. Well, it's actually come up on the screen as here. Well, we've had in years gone by, we've had even people that are in Pro Doorslammer haven't put their numbers.
A trail race with not yet run a 9. He has now. 9.91, 135. Congratulations, Michael Strapper starts off the weekend.
Personal best number 1 of the weekend, and we're what, 5 minutes in?
That's it.
That's about it, really.
Bang on.
Do you know what? I've got to say that as well. Although it might be a bit chilly out there, might have got racing conditions.
Now we'll get an update.
So, lovely.
11.93 that one.
98. Pretty nippy run for that. 125 mile an hour. The lanes are empty, so that gives us a little bit more time to explain. So, open qualifying means whatever comes down, we run, provided they are entered. If you can hear us in the pits now, you absolutely have to have your race number clearly visible on the back of your vehicle, please, because if you don't, the computer system won't know who you are, and the computer system is that chap sitting next door to us, who is looking, Dave's looking for his studios as always, putting numbers in. If you don't have your race number on, you will not get allocated the time you have. And we've had situations before where someone's come out and run, didn't have their race number on, broke, expected, worked like mad to try and get it fixed for race day, wasn't in the draw because they didn't do one simple thing, which is put the race number on.
And your class prefix.
Correct.
Just in case someone just writes their number on it. So class prefix and your race number. And don't forget also scrutineering is open as well. A lot of our classes have to go to scrutineering. Anyone that does take part in Motorsport UK racing, and is a regular racer here at Santa Pod Raceway, you can basically just show your face in the scrutineering bay and they will give you a sticker.
Really?
They're basically...
Even if you're a Huxley?
Yeah.
Wow.
But a lot of
That's
cars
not dangerous,
literally have just gone in and gone VW Pro or Street Eliminator, and they're like, yeah, here's your sticker. We know you're safe. But for anyone who's travelled over from Europe, who maybe have never been to Santa Pod Raceway before, or a number of our racers who are taking part in, say, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, front-wheel drive, who have never taken part in class racing, then obviously you need to take your cars up to be inspected. Right, Chris Waterhouse joins us.
And you definitely got the memo about the race number. So that's perfect. That is easy to see.
$11.80.
115 miles an hour.
11.80.
So yeah, we've got a terrific entry in this weekend for all of our door classes. Anything you're particularly looking forward to seeing, Mr. Rest?
So you'd expect me to say the front-wheel drive class.
No, but have you seen it?
But
sorry,
5-6 cylinder class is going to be the class this weekend. I think we've got 6 6-second cars this weekend.
I'm going to say the same thing.
And we don't have Paul. We haven't got Paul Seebeck this year, right?
No, he couldn't make it. Unfortunately, the car's still in the workshop. He's going to be here for GTR Fest in August.
Okay.
But basically, could not get the car ready for this weekend.
What a show! Because I was going to say 6 cars without.
Yep.
I think the quickest 4-wheel drive car in Europe.
That's it.
Mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. So the 6 cars, obviously, we've got JC Grant.
Yep.
Constantine, all the way with a big spoon on the front from. That's what the S stands for in Audi S.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Spoon.
So he has basically spent the winter in a wind tunnel, having that all properly made. That's why it looks like a pro stock car now, I think.
How did he get on last weekend?
Lively. Couple of test hits, but this is what he said it. He's 4 hits ahead of the others.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what you do it for. Isn't
Annoyingly, he wanted to do
this
the
looks
Sunday.
a good one.
He was told he couldn't do the Sunday because it was a jam show. But then we were dead, and we actually opened it up to anyone else. So that's when he was already flying back to Bulgaria. He was like, so he would have done the extra track day. But it is what it is. I'll expect that. He's on my track this way.
Owen is determined to give us lots of practice at his second name.
Yep.
His silent second name, obviously. Dimitri Joseph, I'm going to have a go at.
I reckon that's a good show. If you put it in the Google Translate and press sound it will tell you how.
It'll probably come up with Smith. If you put it in translate. Do you know something? It probably is. Donkeys years ago, you guys know what I do for a living. I had a client from a certain part of the world, and I did that with his name, and someone questioned the spelling, and I said, no, that's definitely the right spelling, and I put it in Google Translate, and it came up with Smith. Sorry.
That's nice.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm not going to say what part of the world. He's a lovely chap. As I'm sure Oleg is as well. I wonder if he drove that here. If he did, my God.
(976) at 143.9.
Yeah, in the right direction.
Fastest speed of the day
It is a punch street car, so
so far.
lining up against the right sort of, adding on.
And the tractor's back out. Sun Spilt Zone.
Terry has, in good style, hurt his knee, ripped some ligaments in his knee. So he's been basically getting back into waiting on an operation for that. A couple of weeks ago we had the fire show. Dean Hyman had his Fiesta here. Terry went in the car and tried to do the clutch, and he was like, I can't push the clutch down, it hurts too much. He'd already bought that for street weekend, and he come and did a test pass, and he was like, I don't use that leg, all I use is the accelerator and the brake for this leg,
Okay.
and I can send it. So he is.
So that's why he's here in
That's why
there.
he's basically just here testing that car. He's doing street weekend with it.
So basically, come on the NHS, get it done.
Well, no, he's even gone round and got private.
Oh.
So he's getting it done, but it won't be ready for this weekend.
Fair enough.
That's Product Street you were talking there. Matt Southcott, Oleg we just seen go through there, Justin Walner, Phil Evans, Joe Stevens, David Murdoch, Dave Macy mentioned, Rob Carter, Harry Kempenar, Christian Piotr is here, Al Mack, Ash Cooper, Rob Boylan, Rob Slater, Joe Baxter, Terry as we mentioned, Brian Bateman and Andy Bond. Real tough crowd. Real tough crowd.
They always are anyway, aren't they?
Yeah.
Something about running for a lot of money, I think, tends to do that.
Obviously the man that's taken most of the titles in that field is Andy Bond. He's had 4 victories in True Street over the years. Pro Street. Some serious bragging rights this weekend. That's our classes. Right, first one of our big bracket cards, but the test past it. Out on bail, 100E. Now they come with a plan this weekend. They want to get the car screwed to get the cage tagged and everything, and then they'll go through the rest of the car. And 975, nicely done, scored.
1.7 at 146.
Also, let me just remind everybody, it's also VW Breakout this weekend, and it is a VW Rumble truck thrown in as well. So
It is,
makes
yeah.
sense VWs appear in the lanes as well.
Well, that's good. We can have a go about race numbers.
Yeah.
So 4-cylinder class, we've got Jason Answer and Kaz Walters. Congratulations as well, Kaz and Alan, celebrating 135601.
Now that you'll notice at the top end there, the Kestrel lane is the left lane, the right lane is the fuel tank lane.
Oh, they've changed it. Last year it was Slick Tricks.
For the main event, yeah. So fuel tank obviously increasing their involvement in the sport, and very proud to have them.
Fifteen 6 at 82.
This weekend.
like another Vauxhall course for another Audi.
Something's definitely weird about today as well, because I turned up and O2 has got a signal as well. Any new transmitters that I haven't noticed?
No, no, no.
No, me neither. Actually had Wi-Fi in the camera.
Maybe someone actually sorted it out.
So some of our racers obviously taking the opportunity to get some numbers on the board nice and early, which is always a smart thing to do because it's always packed, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, this event is so popular. That's why we've moved away from the entire 2 days open qualifying way of doing things, so that races don't spend the majority of the time in stage mates and actually getting ready without time.
What you might find is some of our racers will even do one and done. Literally, they'll come out today, they'll do one run, especially in the front wheel drive class, where I think this year the bump spots is going to be around about 10 times.
11.8,
then
11.8.
you can't relax at all.
Kestrel Lane, 11.6.
As I did with
on
so literally I sat there
Fuel
with
Tech.
everyone else had gone to bed last night, and Alan Kendall was just leaving Mr. Boost's pit. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, no, nothing. It's about to rain, I'm going to do nothing. I was like, come on, let's go live on Facebook. So we just literally went live on Facebook on European Front Wheel Drive. We went through the entry list for the front wheel drive, and we just spoke about some of the cars and what we think our predictions for the weekend were. Just had a bit of a laugh. But of course, Alan was like, he goes, I've been doing this Doorslammers for years. He goes,